Thank you for joining us for another episode of Executive Insights, the most informative stream and it's for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs. I'm the CEO of Basetime, Gervais Nelson, and I'm also the founder of Basetime Foundation. I have the privilege of having not only just a good friend, but an amazing person, my good friend Rachel. You could tell them who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and what brings you to the table.
So my name is Rachel Reyes-Vasquez. I am an artist, I'm a visual artist, I'm a muralist, a painter, and I just recently started a nonprofit that's still in the baby infant stages. I do a lot of community work surrounding gun violence prevention. I am a co-victim of homicide, and I use my art to bring awareness to some of the issues that are going on currently. So yeah, I tie everything together, and that's me.
Welcome to the show. This is where we answer all 4 of our business questions, 3 from different levels of business for a journey for one person to answer as a business owner. This week's theme, we're going from idea to action. Feel free to drop your likes, your comments, and of course share. And while you're at it, you may as well subscribe as we share our executive insight. So question number 1, this is for the aspiring entrepreneurs, people looking to start a business. Maybe they stressed out at work and they just want to get started but not sure where they should start. They want to take the bold move but not really sure what they should do next. What mistake people make by staying in an idea phase for too long? And what's one bold move they can make to help escape that space? Over consuming information. I'm a big thinker. I'm one of those people that just I want to get the idea. I want to learn as much as possible so when I go into it, I'm not blindsided. And what I had to realize was we spend so much time consuming the information that we forget about the execution. You're spending all this time learning about what's the EIN, what kind of way should I do this, how should I do this. You're learning all this information, but you never start. So I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in the beginning when they're trying to start a business is they're spending so much time learning. One thing about entrepreneurship, you never stop learning. So just dive in, just start.
I think just to piggyback off of that, goals have expiration dates. I think a lot of people forget that. Goals have expiration dates. You can be prepared, you can have a goal, you can know how to achieve it, but if you don't set that date or that time limit, time frame to say, okay, I want to have it done by this time, it's never really going to come into fruition like you're mentioning because you're not setting a date. So you give yourself 6 months, 3 weeks, a week, you have to be firm with that and then start to say, okay, now that I have this time, what do I have to do? And conquer everything and achieve those goals.
Question number 2, this is for our new business owners. You're in your first year to maybe year 3. This is basically the startup phase. Everything feels good when you just got it. Everybody's excited. Ribbon just broke. Everybody's patting you on the back. Congratulations and all that good stuff. How do you separate from what you want the business to be to what the market is telling you it needs to be? I think that's a really dope question. I always say, create a minimal valuable offer, which is basically an MVO. Give out samples. So basically, I'm gonna back up real quick because I'll just throw an acronym out there. Create samples. I like food examples because we all can relate to food and I'm gonna tie it to business. You have all this great product in your house, right? Nobody's buying it yet. So something I always tell people, my son was selling shirts. Go out and just pass them out. Give out samples. Let people try it. The customers will tell you, ooh, that was good, you need some more nutmeg. Or that was good, or you need some more spices. That's how you get your feedback from people. So you may want it to be official, I'm going to use cake again. You want to just sell vanilla cake. But people are telling you, if the people are telling you want chocolate, or they gave out the samples and you're giving out vanilla samples, you're giving out chocolate samples, you're giving out this type of sample, but they're telling you your chocolate cake is where it's at. You could be known from your passing that out to say, okay, well, I'm the best at selling chocolate cake. And honestly, that's kind of what I did with Basetime. I actually started out with a platform where I was trying to do fashion, I was trying to do travel, I was trying to do landscape, and I was trying to do all these different things. But I started listening. The thing that kept hitting for me was the landscape. Had I not listened to what people were saying, I probably wouldn't be where I am now.
In the artist world, it's so different because you want to stay true to yourself and what your passions are. But again, if you're doing it for income or, capital, things like that, then of course you have to be manipulative when it comes to way of working with people. Manipulative as in being able to make and shift and shape that art. So if I'm a painter and I do art and someone wants crochet and I might have that skill, then I'm willing to work with them, right? So For me in the art world, I'm very true to myself. I'm very firm on like I've had people try to tell me, oh, well, you should do this style or you should do this style. And I'm like, no, this style works for me and I'm still getting jobs. So part of it is staying true to yourself, but it's just a matter of you saying, okay, well, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn more things. I guess what I'm trying to say is being open-minded. I think that's a major killer, is just being open-minded and using, like you said, those tools to bring it back full circle and say, okay, well, like for example, me with the gun violence prevention, I used the painting as a tool to heal when I was grieving my father in the middle of the night because no one was there to answer the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I just started putting on music and painting and crying. So I used that to full circle the moment of that artwork being used in galleries and exhibitions and things like that. So
got you down to Miami.
Yeah, so it does full circle, but it all boils down to being open-minded. It's like you can be true to yourself and you should be true to yourself, but like you said, there are going to be events where you do have to switch it up a bit and it might just come back full circle. So everything I do believe is aligned.
All right, question number 3. This is for our established business owners looking to scale up. They've probably been in longevity, maybe they kind of stuck, looking for some fresh new ideas, something new. Looking back, what part of your business model was a beautiful idea that you had to kill and replace it? And what did you replace it with?
I jumped in it with rose-colored glasses thinking, okay, we're just going to do community work and the funding is just going to come in. We're going to have private donors and we're going to have grants and it's going to be so easy. And that was not what it was. So I think that was a big lesson that I had to learn, was to just take a step back and be patient with myself and just know that if this is a business, this is something that's not going to happen overnight. And it's like you said earlier, it's constant learning and educating myself on different things, on just grants, opportunities for just enhancement, learning, tutorials. So I went in it thinking that it was going to be an overnight thing, or if it was going to be like a few months, and it's going to be a long journey. So I have to be patient with myself. I had to take a step back and say, okay, I need to prioritize other things first, get these things in line, and then I can do this, and then this will happen. And then in the meantime, I can stop making this such a big deal and actually do it in a smaller capacity in the meantime while I'm working on these other things. And it's constant learning and discipline.
The discipline.
That
part.
It's not a 24/7, it's a 25/8.
I think the one that I thought was a beautiful fashion, travel, I felt like was going to be like a thing, because people would just always ask me when I travel places, where's that at? How do you get there? What do you, oh my goodness, you did so much in that trip. So I was like, all right, well, cool, hit me up, I'll tell you where it is. I'll just don't pay me and it's all good.
I gotta ask you about the last trip.
You know what I mean? Like, let me know. Like, I love to travel, this is what I do. And when it was fashion, it was like my fashion sense is unique, it's different. So I don't try to wear what everybody else wear. I try to be out in my own comfort. It's representation of me. So that was one thing. And then, but for me, the beautiful one, the one that I thought was gonna be like, they gonna love this one, was the interior design. I felt like that was gonna be the one where, because I know about the Bohemian styles, I know about the ocean styles, I know about all the different styles and putting all those different formats. So whatever room I walk into with a consultation, if a person tells me, oh, I like modern, I like contemporary, I like industrial, I can draw it up quick, like, cause I know I practice all of those styles. So I can match anything with any color palette and put it together and do it. It just never took off. And it drove me insane because I just couldn't understand, why are people not hiring me for an interior designer? I've had like 1 or 2 jobs, and I was grinding like 25/8, like you said. I was really, really pushing it. I was marketing everything. It just would not catch on. So I had to kill that. And when I replaced it, because it was just so time consuming, so draining and frustrating, what I replaced it with was, I was like, well, I can't not use this information. Like, I know this stuff and I'm really, really good at it. I carried it over to landscape and did my own landscape design. And I think that that is literally my secret sauce that separated me from the pack from everybody else. Right. Because a lot of people can do the work, but they can't design. A lot of people can do the design, but they can't do the work. Therefore, when they get out there, their designs can't actually flourish because maybe the landscape is off. Maybe there's softer dirt. Maybe there's my knowledge of the landscape as well as the design. I can design something, and if I design it, it's going to look that way when it's done. So taking that interior design information, that approach, the consultation, the colors, putting that in and putting it with the landscape, honestly, is what it just turned into a beautiful thing, just by accident.
Yeah.
So it's just basically taking all of what you know and then taking it into something else, and I stumbled onto it. I like to call this our moment of clarity, moment of transparency. This one is basically giving people the insight on who you are as an entrepreneur, who you are as a business owner, and just who you are as an individual. When did your idea stop being a dream and start feeling like a responsibility, and how did that change how you operate?
You're gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry.
Don't.
Try not to, because I only got one tissue. You know, as mentioned, I lost my father in 2017. That changed my life forever. I turned that pain into purpose. I knew that I had a gift to help people. I'm a great listener, so that all tied into my creativity, into my drive, into my entrepreneurism. I learned how to turn that pain into power and just chose to want to change the world. I know it sounds corny and cliche.
Listen, I see you. I know you, so.
Yeah, so it was that deep for me. It was a road I never thought I was going to be down, but it just tied into that, and I know my dad would be very proud of the way things went. What I do is very unique every single day, and I'm starting to learn that, like how unique we are.
Yeah. But that's a separation.
It is a separation. You have to own that. You have to be you, and that's what makes me different.
And you are, because I see the work, and I see how you work with the kids. And listen, you're gonna see her Instagram on here. Please go follow and keep up with her work. It's amazing, and the impact that you have in the community, I think, goes beyond words, honestly.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing. I love how you took that, what most people would shut down from. You let it actually shine through for you. So I think that's just super dope.
Yeah, and you know, just same to you. Like, we worked at our old job together, and you know, we were about our money over there, but we thought bigger. We knew we were bigger for that place. So
it just felt out of place there. It just felt like it was like we were meant for more than what we're doing right here.
Yeah, and every day you would come in and say something encouraging, or just be so motivated and always looking for the next level and the next level. And yeah, like, just you've been killing it, and just keep doing it. I'm inspired just how fast you did it.
Appreciate it.
So yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna receive that. It's hard for me to receive it, but I'm gonna receive it. I'm gonna receive it. All right. Let me see. When did it stop being a dream for me? When I had that first big commercial project, it stopped feeling like, even when I was doing the work, it didn't really feel like a responsibility. I was doing it. I was going through the motions. But when I got that first commercial project, I realized, like, oh my gosh, I'm no longer a worker. I took myself out of worker mode, and I became the business owner, and I became like the CEO of it all. And then I realized, like, people are relying on me to go find work for them. This company can fold if I'm not representing myself at all times. So my word, how I'm perceived and all that stuff, it matters. It's bigger than me. Like, my life is more important. Everything I do day to day affects other people. And that was the first time I ever felt like that. I never felt like that before.
Did you have anxiety at night?
I still get anxiety sometimes. And I think that's why I love to do art. Okay. It frees me. So that's a good question. Do I get the anxiety? Absolutely. I still get that pounding in my chest. I still get that. Every time I get a contract that comes across my table, or a bid that comes across my table, my chest pounds. It never gets old, but I think that's what keeps me excited. Right. Like you said, we work together at the office, but every day felt the same. I did that on autopilot. Sometimes I was like half asleep, and I did the work, and I went through the motions, and it was no challenge. It was no excitement. It was just.
I used to look out the window, and I used to look out the window every day. You know, my computer was right by the window, and I just felt like, this can't be life. This can't be life. I feel like
I'm too creative to be here. I have too much more to offer the world than to be here all day doing this.
But the difference is that, like, we really believed in ourselves. Like, that's a major thing. Like, and it just takes, like, the faith of a mustard seed. Like, you just have to just try. Like, and the universe will make its way. Like somebody random that you've never seen in your life will knock or call you and say, hey, I got an opportunity.
And
you just got to believe in yourself.
That's what it is. It's like when you get that first client, that first customer. I'm not talking about your friends and family. That's love. That's amazing when you get friends and family support. But when that first stranger buys into your dream, souls into your organization and says, I believe in you. I see what you're doing. I receive. That's why I said I'm gonna receive what you're saying right now, because I know where it's coming from. But it's like when you get that first person that says, "Here, I believe in you. I see what you're trying to do. Let's do it." And it's like that hits different, and it changes you. And that's when it stops being a dream, and you're like, "This is what I'm meant to do.
Right.
I believe this. I feel this is my purpose. This is bigger than me." And once I think I felt that, it took off. That's literally when it, like you said, it happened fast. That's when it took off for me. When I stopped playing with it almost. When I was like, all right, this is what I should be doing. Closing out. Any final words? Anything coming up exciting that you got going on? I know you got the documentary movie, but I'm gonna let you not say. Go ahead.
Futures Without Guns is now in like 3 film festivals. We just wrapped up the Philly Soul. Summer Soul Festival. That one was last weekend, and we're on Amazon Prime for Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia. So shout out to Kyra Knox and Gary Mills, they're like my family. Shout out to Joe Vase for just having me on. Joe Vase and I go way back. It's just a beautiful thing to see your growth and just to be a part of it. And I look forward to seeing everything you got going on, because I swear every day is something new. And of course, whenever I can help, I'm here.
For sure.
So as of what's going on right now, besides the films, nothing really. I'm just taking a break, being a mom.
Please remember, everything that we stated was from general advice or based on our actual experiences and research. And while you can apply most of the information to your own personal life or business, we highly recommend seeking consultation with myself or Miss Marie Rose, who's not present. Please do so. Or if you definitely want to do nonprofit, mural work, artwork, different things in the modeling field, this is your girl. Make sure you reach out to Rachel. We encourage you to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And you can follow us on Instagram at executiveInsights_. Stay inspired, never stop creating. Next week's theme, the art of the start. See you next week.